the villains. No, they're too close together up top.
Oh my gosh! Oh shit!
You didn't expect to slide back.
yes. Oh my god.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tiki Talk After Show. You just watched episode 4 of Survive the Island, 8-Bit Island. I don't know if to call it 8-Bit Island or Season 3, but either or. I'm here with Mischief, Season 2 winner,
Yeah, baby! I'm in the house!
and we're going to talk about what just happened on the 4th episode. To start off with, a little bit of craziness. Teams went from 3 to 2, which usually happens a little later in the game. Happened a little early. And then we did a redraw that really changed nothing, which I couldn't believe. I mean, I'm sitting here waiting for teams to get shaken up, and I'm like, okay, everyone on Twilight is the same but Growler in Reflectory Switch. So it's like, that aspect was weird. But what do you think, just from like playing the game before? You've gone obviously from 3 to 2, as have I. But this early, do you think that affects anything long term, or do you think that is more of an immediate shock?
I think it's more so an immediate shock. I feel like a lot of these players have kind of started to really cement their alliances. So if they didn't get the teams they wanted, like it can really screw things up too if you make an alliance with someone in another tribe and then come to find out they're on your team. Um, Things are going to get mixy now, and I think people are kind of changing their views on all right who they can really ally themselves with, and I think people aren't really sticking with the two squads anymore. I think they need to look for the three squads and stuff like that because both these teams, with Growler being on one team and Reflect being on another one, it's going to be a lot more mixy, and I think you're going to have to get more outside help to stay safe if you're not feeling too confident in your game. But I definitely think there's an initial shock to some players realizing like, okay, a slight merge just happened, but fuck, these are the teams.
Mm-hmm.
How's this dynamic gonna work?
Yeah, and obviously Mango having an extra person. You had Siege and Marv move over from Tiki. They were the last two alive there. And Marv wins immunity, which I think was shocking to some. I mean, you got Reflect, Siege, and Prime all on one team. Marv comes out with immunity. I think that kind of stamps his name a little more, into my mind at least, as a top dog going into these later weeks, because I really didn't see that coming, but he's playing pretty good right now.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up something you said in the preseason podcast where you said that he can play like an individual game, and him winning this immunity, whether not throwing or whatever, or giving the immunity to someone else or trying to set that up. I mean, it's kind of looking like he's starting to kind of believe in himself and try to play an individual game, which I think is really going to do him well because, I mean, based off the past seasons and just how Marv is, he overthinks and he looks at way too many aspects of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, listen, you win immunity, you take yourself out of the situation, and you get to have a breather, and again, you can kind of just focus on the social side of the game when you win immunity. You have to worry about, okay, I got to get my team to win. I have to make sure I'm not on the bottom side of that. So I think he can take a deep breath. I think he can start thinking about his strategy outside of game. and more so his alliances and kind of nitpick those. Um, but for sure, it was impressive. I mean, again, first immunity of the season goes to him. Um, yeah, it was smart, and I like that for him. I like him playing a more individualistic game.
Yeah, I think that's the game he has to play. I mean, historically, he hasn't done well with alliances, and it's just how he thinks the game should be played. And so, with him winning immunity here, helps him out. He's safe till next week. We go into a reward challenge, our first ever, first of this year for sure. Um, and it wasn't a big reward, but you get to reorder the maps. And the way it starts, Mango is just rolling through Twilight players until Growler's left, and Growler just proceeds to win all the 1v1s
Yeah,
and secures
yeah,
the
it was.
reward. One of the more impressive things we've seen from him. I know it was just a reward challenge, but still, I mean, Growler's not going anywhere right now.
No, I mean, listen, Growler first off played amazing in that advantage game, and you got to think too, like it was kind of a good showing. He's kind of telling all the other players like, yeah, he there's a bit of an intimidation factor to that as well. Um, but I mean, him winning that advantage, I mean, it, it's definitely like a mental advantage too over the other team. So that was really cool to watch, really cool to see. And I mean, hell, it was very impressive to see out of him. But
Hmm.
I mean, we all know Growler. We know he when he comes in, he shows up and he knows what he's doing. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it was good to see. Good to see him still taking over. But then we get into the actual match, and they did move the hardpoint maps around, trying to give themselves a little bit of cushion in case things didn't go well early. And that was kind of the case, but maps 1 and 2, I mean, they're maybe 1 or 2 gunfights away. I thought that Twilight played well, but I mean, just wasn't able to keep up with Reflector and Prime in the slaying. And then Siege in the map too. Siege had a really good map too. But yeah, what were your thoughts on kind of the series that they played that led to Twilight losing?
Now, again, I liked how close the matches were because they were very close. And I mean, obviously, you have some great players on both sides. But I was a little upset, kind of my picks for the preseason, uh, Siege. Siege was just not having a good map 1, and his respawns were just not looking good. And I feel like honestly, he could have been getting in his own head. I don't know what was going on in that camp, but that was really like odd to see. I've never
Hmm.
really seen Siege kind of like fold like that. Um, and on the other side, I mean, between D-Boon and Orphan, like those are two guys I'm like seriously rooting for. And D-Boon held his own. D-Boon was doing a solid job of slaying, playing objective, and trying to get the win. Orphan again, I think he's a great player, but to me, it's like if he's in a good mood, he's fucking frying. Orphan
Right.
is an amazing player. He can fry. Like he will slay the fuck out, and he will do whatever. And I was just like waiting for him to pop off, and it just kind of was taking a little too long. He had some great plays, but I don't know what it is. He needs like that push. I don't know if he needs like that duo, like D Boon to smack him on the ass and be like, "Let's go" or
Right.
something. But I just don't think Orphan's playing as well as I've seen him play because that dude is a demon. Um, so like individually players I was looking at, like of course, you know, uh, Rogue was
Hmm.
playing amazing. Growler, Reflect. I mean, those guys they're tanks. But again, between like Orphan and Siege, I was kind of hoping that like they'd show me a little more, and I really wanted to see more of them because I played with and against both of them, and again, I know they're demons. I just think that they just had like off days.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then map 3, I thought was either going to be an improbable comeback or was going to be over. I mean, they pushed it to it. I thought they had a real chance. Kind of lost some awareness on where Prime was at P2. Lost that Scar hardpoint. And then you're playing a game mode like Safeguard where hard for me to watch because Caster's broken on the mode, but I mean, you're playing a mystery mode for a reason. You can't rely on that mode, and they definitely needed a win map 2, in my opinion. Watching the series, watching the flow of it, I thought they had map 2. They kind of choked a few too many situations. They lost a 2v or 4v2, which can't happen. And they had another
Mhm.
man up situation pretty early on there that I'm just like, if you win that, you're good. But yeah, Twilight, I mean, I think adding Growler, replacing Reflectory didn't really do a whole lot. I think I saw the same things. Maybe the comms were a little different, but yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I thought they could take a map or two, and they just, like I said, kind of struggled to close out maps, and then obviously go to elimination, go to tribal, and you could tell the vibes were down. I mean, maybe they were a little closer with Reflector than we thought. Adding Growler in might have been a different piece for him because they didn't have a whole lot to say in tribal.
Yeah.
I, I mean, historically, you've never done a tribal, neither have I.
No, no.
You know, so I mean, I'm not super talkative after a loss either. That said, it seemed like Growler had a good series, was fine to talk. Everyone else was a little bit just like waiting to hear if they were going to eliminations. At least what I thought from it.
Yeah, I mean, again, you look at the performance and you look at the matches, and I mean, again, they were so close, and that's like, it's one thing if you get 100-point clubbed and stuff.
Hmm.
All you can really do is make fun of it and kind of be like, well, well, we got shit on. But when it comes down to like that close, and again, it was close the whole time. And on paper, I mean, you put all these players down on paper. Yeah, I'm thinking Team Twilight has like the slight edge. Um, Kind of like you said, you replace, you switch out Reflect and Growler, two different players, like skill level wise, they're both extremely high up, but two different play styles.
Hmm.
But again, I really think that those matches came down to the X factor. And I'll say this, right? Both of these teams, I know how each of those players play, and I really think that the maps that were lost, I'm not blaming these maps on these two people, by the way, but I think it really came down to Orphan versus Siege, because Siege wasn't playing as well as he normally does, and that really could have lost his team a couple of those maps. And I feel like Orphan, whether he was in his head, like again, man, I can't get over the fact that I really think Orphan is a lot better than how he played tonight. And
Hmm.
I think if he just kind of like, I don't know if it was if he locked in or just, again, maybe if the comms were different, reflect, I think they win that. So
Yeah.
every other player, and also I will also give credit to, are we calling her Maddie or are we still calling her bitch to kill? What are we doing?
I mean, she Madison, bitch to kill, Maddie. Her name change was, we'll give a little T, just because
Yeah,
Activision said she had to change it, so it's not
I
like a
I will
rebrand.
I will say too that I was more so shocked too that they lost because uh, Maddie on Twilight, she showed up today. She was
Hmm.
playing really well, and
Minus the
again,
search,
just
but I
from
agree.
past experience, I'm like, all right, she was frying. So I really thought that they could have won some of those maps. I just think, again, a few nitpicky things, small switches.
Hmm.
Um, I think that team should hold their head up high because it was so close, and it really just came down to like, they could have rotated maybe slightly earlier or gotten a few choice kills that would have changed the dynamic. But
Yeah,
to me, it just seemed unlucky, and you know, it is what it is.
is what it is. And after tribal, Madison goes ahead and uses her immunity, saves herself
Crazy.
from the elimination, which she didn't know at the time. Saves herself from elimination. So we watch D Boon and Orphan go in with the sniper. And early on, I was thinking, I don't know, like D Boon got a bit of a lead, then Orphan brought it back a little bit. But I mean, by the end, it looked like Orphan was just giving up and D Boon was just chilling. And it's tough to lose that way. I know I know that with the radar off, it's a little weird, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still am mind blown that nobody chows down middle. I get it's for your life in the game, so maybe it's a little more stressful than a normal 1v1. But yeah, I mean, D-Boon, I thought, was hitting his shots and overall played well tonight. Just got sent in due to the immunity idol play. And we talked about last week what it's going to do, and it looks like it sent Orphan home. So good work out of
Yeah, I
Madison
mean,
and good work out of D-Boon, I guess.
we've been talking about it so much throughout the weeks, and it finally happened where it's like, again, anyone can go into elimination, especially with the immunity idols in play. Um, I agree with what you said too. Like Orphan, like during the first start of that 1v1, the elimination, I was kind of like, all right, Orphan's getting mixy now. Like
Hmm.
the second Orphan gets some confidence, I, I dude, the guy is kind of like frying.
Yeah, and he
But
snipes, so.
it just seemed like it seemed like once D Boone got a couple snipes on him and he was down by two, it just seemed like Orphan got kind of careless, and that's
Right.
where Orphan got careless, but D Boone kind of played kind of like Mystery played the other week, where all right, there's no radar, you got snipers. Let me play a little smart here and just kind of kill the clock, playing like maybe a bit of a corner or a cross, and that's
Right.
what happened. I think Orphan just lost his confidence. Whereas I honestly think if Orphan was feeling more confident, more energetic, or if I was in his room and hit him with an adrenaline shot, I think he would have been checking everything. I think he would have actually really made it a lot closer, even won. But yeah, it
Yeah.
just kind of seemed like he was all out of gas, and it kind of sucks to see because he was someone who I saw genuinely making top six. But
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, bad night, ran out of gas, and that's just kind of how quick things can turn. They didn't see an elimination, and then you're gone before top 8. I think he overall played a good game, though, for his first season. Nothing to hang his hat on or be sad about. You know what I mean? Like
hundred percent,
I
yeah.
thought he played pretty well early. This week just wasn't there for him, and like I said, that's how quick things can change. Next week, I mean, next week's gonna be weird. You're gonna have a very similar scene, and I'm excited to see how all that goes.
Well, I wanted to
Mango's
ask you
looking
before
strong
we
right now.
go.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you before we go, what alliances do you see kind of taking form and rising, and what do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen in the future?
I think there's probably gonna be a if they survive next week, a Twilight bit of alliance. I know Madison and Growler have worked with each other before, and then you bring Siege and Marvin, where like I can see Siege and Prime teaming up. I can see Reflectory and Prime teaming up, which would be scary for everybody. Both of those, I mean, pairings. I mean, it's getting interesting. You know, like you're bringing up all these names, right? And then you're looking at it, and only one person's gonna win, and only four are gonna make it to the
Yep.
end. So
Yep.
next week, Battle Base starts. So elimination
Yes,
isn't.
sir. We
Yeah,
all love Battle Bay, Mark. I fucking love Battle Bay. It's my
Battle
favorite.
Bay can bring you back. So you get. I mean, it's kind of like two chances. Obviously, the 1v1 goes away. But you're still, if you play bad like Orphan did one night, it's not going to cost you. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, I mean, you get two chances is the point. And like I said, we saw Reflector do it season 1. He was first out and made it all the way back to the finale. So I'm excited for next week. It's gonna be spicy, I think for sure.
Oh, it's gonna get very spicy. I'm very excited to see what happens. Yeah, honestly, again, these weeks are just getting better and better. With every player going home, which is the sad part. The good part is things are just getting mixier and mixier, and these players, man, we're gonna have to see their adaptability. So
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna get
Getting
good.
down to it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Next week, Sunday at 8 Eastern, we're going to be having episode 5, and then right after, we're going to break it down for you guys, fill you in on a little bit. Obviously, this week was kind of had a lot to it because of the whole tribe switch and everything going on. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can leave a comment and we can maybe get to it. Something I haven't really thought about in past episodes, but we're around. So if anyone watching this wants to know anything, let us know, and we'll see you next week.